Thank you, Stephen. Now please welcome Mark Thompson, who completed North Halton Team 7.
Okay. Hello, my name is Mark Thompson. I'm 23 and currently employed by Deco. I'm described as being a very unique character, both in terms of employment and general life. Somewhat sensible and mild, but this can be confused and mistaken up to the point of first impressions of me being shy and unsociable. Deceptively, given the chance, I will bring what has been regarded by another as qualities that will make their mark in the workplace. Most importantly, if encouraged. Before participating on Prince's Trust, perceptions of me moved and disillusioned person. Unsurprising, since my past experiences failed to motivate me, which I believe was caused by mistreatment. I was unemployed for quite a duration of time prior to my refusal, and the combination of rejection from employers tainted my confidence. Personally, I think a contributing factor is in being deviated from what I have always been interested with in employment, computers or some form of electrical work. On the contrary, my current work has served me well, and I have never been happier, though visibly I have been notably seen as a person with a nervous disposition. It is overshadowed, and because I'm as hard, is correlated with me being inherently trustworthy according to others. Conflicting arguments associated with whether I have moderate learning difficulties have been contradicted, and sometimes wonder if labelling people can fuse a belief in acceptance. Cause psychological damage, thus ruining a potential life. Particularly quiet, I remain stable under the right conditions that are reasonable, such as being respected. When acknowledged, I tend then to emerge from the background, make my presence known. My interests have more or less stayed static amongst reading and walking alternative music recently caught my appeal. Expansion in reading material brought me comfort over the latter half of my dark days last year. This course, with a level of encouragement and parallels to what I had seen before, lifted my confidence and culminated in my motivation being reinstated. Undesirable habits have frequented times when I was unhappy, such as walking needlessly to this course, but this was capable of foregone experiences. Over the previous 12 months, I have undergone trials and tribulations punctuated by my father's death. Positively speaking, without this experience and employment to latch onto, then I believe my situation would have worsened. Although my return to this church didn't really transpire with questions, I would like to mention the work experience which I thought was worthwhile. Changes had been measured throughout the course in myself, and I got the impression they were paramount from what remarks I had. And I suppose that is because any change is not usually expected in me. I think it is alluded to the fact that this course paid attention to me compared to complete ignorance. Combined with that came a certain level of confidence allowing me to contribute in progressing towards goals. The Prince's Trust immersed me into a team and convinced me that I could be a part of a working concept. In essence, it provided me with a platform to walk into employment, together with elaborate proof to reveal before employers. From here, I accumulated employment on the Census 2001 project, which involved processing in the region of around a staggering 30 million forms. Right from the early stages, I immediately involved myself unabated. Several qualities of my nature were confirmed to me as an advantage, and I was able to utilise skills acquired from this course. For example, I searched for volunteers in the canteen amongst scores of people, which in hindsight would have asked someone else to do. Trained in 3 disciplines, keying from paper, bad forms that couldn't be scanned because of soiling or red ink. Keying from image, filling in text fields misunderstood by optical character recognition, and enumeration record book, which is basically delegating work to employees as well as cross-checking information. It mostly encompassed data inputting, to which my quietness enabled me to constantly carry out, making it equality with what my supervisor told me. Initially surprised in passing weekly targets, occasionally I won Star Performer award, which I never foresaw possible, but later adopted Phoebe under only because. Additionally, my supervisor was pleased with me because I consistently worked, also volunteering to work alone in an isolated cluster, Northern Ireland area, earned them my integrity. This opened up another chapter, one which has remained relatively the same, but with bills. Well, up to now, it has been easy considering I so far haven't spent my money much. During this time, it has enhanced my life to a degree where I have laden myself with excessive overtime, a conglomeration of people alleviated hurt in a sense. The huge scale of people gave me the means to hide, but to negate my supervisor said efforts of mine could be overlooked because of it. The work commitment compensated for excessive contract extension that is inevitably scheduled to finish on the 17th of May, my birthday. Easing into the environment, which constitutes a pleasant atmosphere and special policies, I can't help but look to the future with a glint of pessimism, because I am quite an introvert. However, I vehemently would like to think Prince's Trust has provided me with a certificate approving me of being able to work within a team, and that employers must otherwise be discriminating of character, which ironically creates an employee who is more or less likely to slack in my case. Essentially, I found the interview week interesting about this course, together with feedback on my side. First day of the week readily induced laughter on my part by the dummy. Admittedly, there are a few modifications needed in my life to improve it to what others have suggested, but as to my own discretion, I don't at this time doubt the Prince's Trust could have helped. I don't know if it's true to say that even though there may be a degree of falseness, then all that matters is the principle of help and not the rule. I don't feel that in substitution my character has been superseded as a whole, but my team leader has had a good stab at it. Personally, I have thought for a long time I have a kind of defect, but this course has helped me to cope with that. I hope from advancing to here, this course can assure me there is every reason to think that I'm compatible in a similar position, because I haven't. I wouldn't like to embellish the idea in analogy of a short-lived brick wall. If so, then I truly appreciate this course. Not long now. Notorious for cynicism, such as because believing this government-funded job was strategically placed in Widnes as it is to bring down unemployment, or lacking a particular skills area. I think that therefore it was easy for me to secure. Though not ungrateful, I cautiously assume the certificate speaks volumes, and I am generally QC passed to employment, rather than a marketing employer automatically attributing my success to the Prince's Trust. If so, I have great admiration and respect for all you involved, as well as after here least expect to be cast away to be looked upon as a figure that doesn't matter. Actually, why does the information leaflet quote 90% go on to employment or further education, confusing to me at first, but is that amalgamated, or are both categories respective of that percentage? If the latter, then surely the Prince's Trust is too good. Probably if it fluctuates in two different areas. Anyway, I would like to thank Paul Prescott for inviting me back here. Even though it seems strange and weird, he has been an integral part to this course. Thank you very much. One last thing, because I was thinking, if people are racist against someone's character, then they must be racist against coloured people as well. Because if they weren't racist against coloured people, but they were racist against someone's character, then they must be a hypocrite. They must be racist. That's what I was thinking.
Thank you.
Yeah, that'll be it.
Thank you very much for that.